Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Cash, and this is Weekly Recap, directly coming to you from the Peterbilt Studios. Yes, this is Weekly Recap. I'm going to go over my week of operating a semi-truck in the United States. We're going to go over the loads I did, why I did them, the money I made, the variable cost, all that good stuff. At the end, you'll hear me say, that's the money left to do what I have to do with, and that's not my strip club money. That's money that I got to do the things I got to do with. The things I don't talk about in this truck weekly recap will be my truck payment, my insurance, and taxes. Figure all that out for yourself. I'm not here to figure your life out for you. I'm just here to help you out with some numbers. If it helps you out, smash that like button. If you think this might help someone, send it to them. I'd appreciate that. They'd appreciate it, I'm sure. This is just me going over a week of operating a semi truck. I'm not here to hurt your feelings with these numbers. I'm not here to brag with these numbers. It's just what happened. I'm leased to an 80-20 split carrier. I don't talk about the carrier. No wink wink emails. I just don't do it. It don't do nothing for me. Find you a good refrigerated carrier. If you would like similar numbers to this, would be my recommendation. Find a carrier that can do something for you, and preferably as close to where you live, because that's the kind of the things I like to get from a carrier. I like a place to park my truck when I go home, and I like them. I like a carrier that works together to make money. That's what I'm here for, to make money. Now that's it. That's weekly recap. Let's go over this week right here. Had me a pretty good week. This week is the last week of November 2024. I skipped a bunch of weeks. We're getting caught up here. So this is about where I like to be, about 2 to 3 weeks behind. So this was coming out after Thanksgiving, and here we go. This load went Minnesota to North Carolina. I like to go out and back, and that's what I did. That's what I've been doing here lately. Been getting some good outbound loads. Wintertime is hit in Minnesota, so rates tend to go up a little bit because not as many people want to hang out, where it's, colder than balls. I'm just saying. So picked up a Minnesota to North Carolina, 84 empty miles, 1342 loaded, long load there. 1342 over to the far side of North Carolina. Lord have mercy. I thought we was going to have to catch the bridge to England on that one. Negative 10 degrees, 43,000 pounds. And that one paid $5,500. Pretty good load for me. I'll take those all day. Now getting out of North Carolina, that seems to be the little bit of a tough go these days. Getting out of that North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, um, it's rough down there these days. It's still rough. There's no freight volume down there, and of course, when wintertime hits, everybody, hey, would I love to operate I-40 and south? Of course I would, but I don't have the connections down there, so I can't do that. I gotta get my butt back to Minnesota where I got connections, so I can make some money. So we take what's available that comes back to Minnesota. Luckily, there's been enough volume to at least get back to Minnesota here lately. I mean, it's not always straight back to Minnesota, but there was a time there, uh, you know, August, September, where hell, I was having to bounce around everywhere. Couldn't even get a load back to Minnesota. So it's nice to see some volume come back to the game. Now the rates would come with it. That would be even better. So out of North Carolina, I bumped down to South Carolina. South Carolina. I tell you what, 93 empty miles running down there to get that. 1261 on the loaded miles on that one. 1354 total miles. Was a dry load of beer load. Anybody? 41,000 pounds on that beer load. $1,700. Yes, all the way back to Minnesota for $1,700. So if you're not getting money to go into that area, I'd stay out of there. My recommendation. You know what I mean? I've got here lately where I'm getting pretty picky on what's going down because there's nothing coming back worth a damn, in my opinion. kind of got to take what you can get, and that's what we do. Now, some people would say, hey, deadhead all the way back to Minnesota. That ain't my deal. I like to make money. I'm here to make money. So that's what we do. That was the only 2 loads of the week. It was a 6-day week there. I went home, caught the 34-hour bug, went home, got sick, and then left out. So, dropped in, caught the little cold that was going around, and took it on the road. Shared it with everybody. Spreaded that Minnesota school bug all the way across the country. I sat here in the truck by myself in misery most of that week, but that was it. 6-day week. Now let's talk revenues. $7,200 total revenue. That's what me and the carrier made together. You know, so not all that's mine. I think most people understand how percentages work. I still get a few people that say, you shouldn't include the carrier percentage. And I'm like, well, some people are not leased onto a carrier. Some people have their own authority. And if instead of them having to do the algebra to figure out what the total was, I'll just tell you it was 7,200 total gross for the week. My 80% of that's 5,760. $5,760. Let's talk about miles for the week. 2,780 on the miles. That's about an average week for me. I'd like to be less, but I ain't always less. Y'all know how that goes. Um, that was all miles. 2,603 on the loaded miles. 177 on the empty miles. That is a little over 6% deadhead, so not too bad. Not horrible. And 259 all miles for the truck. Every mile the truck turned paid $2.59 a mile. 207 was my 80% of that, and that's 276 a loaded mile. So got a great rate to go down, and it just got slaughtered by those rates coming back. So it is what it is, as they say. Live to fight another day, I guess. Some, blah, 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 all the cliche things. It's not how I like to do business, I'll be honest with you. But, it was a dry load coming back. That's a benefit. But, when a place has loads available, I mean, they just get gone so quick. It's like you can either take it now or you can wait a couple days. Who knows? Like I said, eh, just take what you can get sometimes and get up out of there. Now, I did make good going down, so it doesn't hurt as bad to take the 1,700 coming back. But you know, um, maybe a year ago, that dry load was probably paying 2,200 back to Minnesota. So I feel like some of these areas are still beaten down and they're not recovering. I would like to see that come up to, back up to 22 because that basically covers the fuel for the ride back, the extra, added on to the 1,700. But it is what it is for the week. At least I got a fuel efficient operation. That's why even in the good times I preach, get yourself a fuel efficient operation. Yeah, never has let me down playing that game. Diesel for the week. Let's go over the variable cost of it. I know I'm a little all over the place on this one, so just hang with me. I'm a little out of routine. Ain't been doing these regularly. Diesel. I need diesel. $1,056 on diesel. $80 on reefer fuel. Um, so I brought a dry load back actually because I was having some reefer problems. That was one of the reasons. I forgot about that. That's why I had a dry load coming back. So my reefer trailer went to the shop when I got back, and I grabbed another trailer from the yard. My carrier lets me use whatever trailer basically I want on the yard. And normally I pull this same trailer, normally I'll pull the same trailer for like a year and a half. And then, when they upgrade, I'll try to get a newer one if I can. But this trailer that I'm pulling now, I had to go to the shop. So I had to that's why I had less reefer fuel and a dry load coming back because I wasn't going to put reefer fuel in it because I thought, well, maybe I don't get it back when it comes back from the shop because it's a pretty good trailer. I said, if someone's got an older trailer, they're definitely going to want to drop the older trailer and get the newer trailer. So, only 80 on reefer for the whole week. $47 in DEF fluids, $88 in tolls. Got to drop down that West Virginia Turnpike camo. No money on parking this week, and $14. $14 on scales. One scale. I scaled the load going down, did not scale the beer load coming back. Very uniform load on those beer. And this trailer does have a scale on it. So really, I only scale loads that are like in that like 42 and above. I'm pretty confident in the truck scale and the weigh right on the trailer. But at about 42, I want to pay that $14 insurance for the cat scale just to be 100%, you know. Total variable cost $1,285. 1,285 variable cost. Bring over the 5760, my 80%. Subtract out 1,285 of the variable cost. That leaves me $4,475 left to do what I have to do with. And that's a week, folks. That's a week of operating truck. I don't do this lane very often. I used to years ago go down to North Carolina from Minnesota and back. I don't do it very often anymore. I'm more of a Minnesota to Georgia or Minnesota to Texas lane guy now, mainly because of the mountains. Not crazy about, cutting across, going down US 35 out of Dayton to, 64 to 77. A lot of hard pulling down through there, but if the money's right, that's where we're going, I guess. So, been doing this run like that lane a little bit more often here lately, especially after this one. You'll see, there's going to be a lot of this back and forth, up and down. So, it is what it is. I'm enjoying it. It's a nice change of pace. I wish they would get 40 fixed so I could cut through the gorge again instead of having to every time go up 77 and across 64. But maybe they'll get that done. Maybe in the future we'll be going back across the gorge because I know that gorge like the back of my hand. I've ran that so many times. I'd rather go that way if it's close on the miles. But that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Weekly Recap. If you made it this far, smash the like button for me. I much appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of each other out there. And remember, people are more important than trucking. Hi, I want to talk to you real quick about the ES Advantage card. Do you need discounts at major truck stop chains? They got them. Do you need discount on shop rates at TA and Love's? They got them. Tire discounts. They even got health insurance now. Click the link down below. Easy application, no credit check. Sign up. They give you a call back. They'll take all your information and you'll be in the network. How important is Wi-Fi? Very important. That's why I use Nomad Internet in my truck. Yes, sir. This is a Wi-Fi modem that you put in your truck. Check them out. Links below. This thing gets signal when my phone will not. So if you're ever stuck at that truck stop with no signal, you'll wish you had some Nomad in your truck.